When we board an aircraft, most of us never get to meet the pilots. We are never aware of what decisions are being made in the cockpit. Yet, we trust the person and something incredibly valuable, our safety and our destination. A chief investment officer operates in a somewhat similar way. Every day, hundreds of decisions need to be made, and amid changing weather conditions, except the weather here is the economy, markets, events, and investor sentiment. The CIO's job is not to react to every cloud in the sky, but to navigate steadily towards the destination while managing risk along the way. Our next speaker shoulders exactly this responsibility at WhiteOak Mutual Fund. I would like to request Mr. Ramesh Mantri to be on the stage, and please, all of you, please help me in joining.
Yeah, and to honor Mr. Ramesh Mantri, I call upon Mr. Dinesh to give a bouquet. Yeah, please come.
Let's have a big round of applause, everybody.
Please start.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. If it is a difficult session talking after a very good lunch, I can imagine how difficult for you will be to listen to me. So today, I am not talking as a CIO. I am talking as the founder of WhiteOak AMC, because I'm also a founder. So we're talking about the journey of what it takes to build an AMC the way we have approached it. There are very different ways of doing things. So let us talk about that approach of what we are trying to do. First, if you're listening to us for the first time, we are a 9-year-old. Just this month, we completed a 9-year anniversary. We are managing 1,14,000 crores AUM, and we are a global multinational asset management company. What does global multinational means? Global multinational does not mean we manage global money in India, which means we manage global money for global investors. So many of you may not know, WhiteOak runs a global emerging market fund that today manages 30,000 crores in 25 countries. And by the way, that's bigger than the mutual fund. That's older than the mutual fund. So our global fund is older than our mutual fund, which many of you know, which is yet to complete 4 years. So what is the idea of WhiteOak? The idea of WhiteOak is to create a global asset management firm out of India, to create the equivalent of a Mirai, to create the equivalent of a Nippon, the equivalent of a Templeton, but an Indian firm for the global markets. That is the vision. So we are aiming and dreaming big. A few things I want to call out. We are the first India-based manager to do a listing of a fund in London. Even the second listing was also done by WhiteOak. We are one of the largest investors of global money into India. I already mentioned we run a global strategy, one of the few AMCs that run a scaled global strategy out of India. And then we are pioneers in now very interesting products. We launched a pre-IPO fund. We are the pioneers in the REITs and InvITs category. And we are actually the first AMC in GIFT City. Many people don't know that. So few things. Now, I'm moving now to talk about the AMC and the mutual fund. That is what the focus of this presentation is going to be. So what are the challenges when you set up a new AMC in India today? The first challenge, of course, is brand and trust, because people like to give money to what the brand. See, people, we are not buying some soap or shampoo or a cool drink on an online platform. People are investing their dreams, their retirement plans, their kids' education, their kids' marriage, very long-term goals. And that is why brands and reputation matter. Our business is fundamentally about trust. Of course, it takes a lot of time to build brand and trust. Second, India is a very large fragmented market, it takes a lot of time to build distribution. Again, it's a big challenge for new AMCs. Third is product differentiation. Short term, there's too much noise in performance. To show who has real skill takes a lot of time. And finally, it takes a lot, it's very hard to, in a very growing market, to attract talent, both as fund managers and AMC professional in a very hot market today. And finally, this business is not easy. The cost of setting up AMCs is going up a lot. I think up to 25,000 crores of AUM is a value of death for AMCs. If you don't cross that quickly, you are going to die. You are not going to succeed. In my opinion, from the new AMCs that are getting set up now, out of 5, only 1 will succeed, or for every 5 that starts. That's how tough that first 25,000 crores is in our business. So these are the challenges. Now, we've continued to face all these challenges when we started, but we had one advantage: talent and investment team. The slide in front of you see on screen is only the research and investment team of WhiteOak. 50 plus people. So one problem we solved very early is having the best resource investment team, not as an AMC, but as an investment platform in India. That is our biggest strength, and the ability to attract talent. And I'll give you one recent example. So the gentleman you see, Hiren Dasani, used to run Goldman Sachs emerging market strategy. Was running emerging market strategy for 9 years at Goldman Sachs, was managing $20 billion. When we left Goldman Sachs after 17 years, whom does he join? WhiteOak. Just to tell you, people who are running $20 billion in Goldman Sachs, when they leave, where do they join? They join WhiteOak. So that's the kind of talent we attract. The second thing about the talent that I'm very proud of is, we just completed 9 years. In the last 9 years, I have not lost a single team member to competition in India. Not a single team member ever left. That is the stability of what we're trying to do. So we had this advantage of people coming from global, managing money, US, globally. So some things are sorted about us. Philosophy, we don't do macro, we do only micro. Focus on companies. We have the team, we have the process. So the alpha part of ability to generate alpha, we are capable of. The challenge for investors is not alpha. A number of schemes and products do deliver alpha. The challenge is consistency of alpha. One AMC that has talked a lot about portfolio construction. Why consistency of alpha matters? Why? Because in our industry, the winners of 1 year often are the worst performers of the next year. So it's very hard to know where to put money. And most of the time, people put money in the winners of the last year. That applies at fund level, that applies at a sector level. So remember, January was the month most money came into gold and silver products. And now everybody wants to do global investing, as of now. Very few people are invested in domestic equities at this point of time. So people chase winners. But actually, where do people make money? When they actually, the best investment product for a client is not the best performing fund. Actually, the best fund for a client is the fund they stay invested long term. That's actually how you make money. You don't have to choose the best fund, but the one you can stay invested long term. So we were very clearly, we will focus on delivering consistent performance. And consistent performance means not either being value or growth, neither being cyclical or defensive, neither domestic or exporter, or neither small, mid, or large. Do everything. Now, I'll show you something. We have talked about this. This is a very interesting chart I'm presenting for the first time. I want you to focus on this chart. This is a long-term chart of what quality and value has done in the Indian market. What is quality? Quality is your consumer companies, blue chips, right? Your pharma companies, your IT companies. And value is PSUs, oil and gas, metals, commodities, capital goods. We have seen huge cycles in India where value has done well and growth has done well. Just to explain you this chart quickly, when this chart is going up is when quality is doing well, when the chart is falling, value is doing well. So let us look at the cycle from just August 17, right? This is just 2-3 months after August 17, we had the long-term capital gains tax come in, and value completely collapsed and quality did well. Quality continued to do well for a few months after COVID, and now since October 2020, there is one-way cycle. Value has been doing well and quality has been consistently struggling. Now think of the fund managers that did well from 17 to 20. And think of the fund managers that have done well from 21 till today. They are entirely a different set of fund managers. The quality fund managers were the ones that did well in the 17 to 18 to 20 cycle. And last 5 years, the value managers are done. They are doing well because they are playing on a pitch that is suited to them. I'm sure Ashwin always does well on the Chipak pitch because Chipak is known to be one of the best turning pitches. But you know, when you are a great spinner, when you can bowl on Wankede's pitch, not on Chipak, right? When you are a great fast bowler, when you can actually bowl well on Chipak, which is classically a spinner's pitch. So the real skill is not playing to environment which is suited to you, but performing in environments that are not suited to you. So let me point out here, WhiteOak started in August 22, and from that one-sided value has started doing well, right? And our style is quality. So the performance that you've seen for us for last 4 years is been in an environment that is not suited to our style of investing. So our performance, it's like a spinner bowling in Wankede continuously, not getting to play at all on Chipak. So you have to understand the style of the manager and then understand what kind of environment they are playing in. Now quickly, what are the investor challenges? First, performance chasing and short-termism. That happens all the time. Silver, few months ago, now international equities. 6 months later, something else will be hot in the market. Investors are struggling to comprehend both products and AMCs with the growing proliferation of products. Erratic investor behavior. How do we solve it? Focusing on consistent performance. To do well in up markets and to do well in down markets. Number 2, we will not launch hot funds or pro-cyclical categories. And I'll talk about that later in the presentation. And third, a huge focus on SIPs and STPs because this is the way to manage behavior. What are the distributor challenges and industry challenges? For distributors, the biggest challenge is 40 plus AMCs today, and in 5 years, there'll be 75 AMCs. 2,500 schemes today, there'll probably be in 5 years, 5,000 schemes. How do you choose a scheme to advise on? Second, performance is inconsistent. Last year winners are this year's losers, and this year's losers may not be next year's winners, right? How do you advise which product to choose on? Secondly, NFOs come when the category is doing well. So when something sector is doing well, has done well, that is when NFOs come. And often NFOs denote a sector peak, a multiple NFOs. So money gets raised or money comes in the wrong category often. Finally, industry has very high turnover. 35 to 40,000 crore of redemption happens every month in the industry. I'm just talking of equity mutual funds. And so these are the challenges. And what is our approach to it? So we have a few ideas on to how to think about our business. First is brands are not built on advertising, marketing, or communication. The best brands are built only on one aspect, delivery and outcomes. The product has to be good. So we don't do marketing, branding, advertising. Second, volatility is the extreme performance of funds. Top of the table, bottom of the table is what destroys both the investor and the distributor trust. So manage the volatility. Third, the best time to raise money is not the best time to deploy money in our business. That is a key insight. That's why we don't do hot NFOs. Fourth, SIPs, because investors are already investing and don't know how to calculate XIRRs. They stay invested, right? So SIPs means investors stay longer. And finally, people think big companies need better talent. Actually, startups need better quality talent. Because a startup does not have a brand, does not have processes, systems. So you need great people to set up those brands, processes, and systems. So that is why we were lucky to get Ashish Somaiya as CEO, and we have hired a lot of great talent in our company because we always believed we should have much better quality of talent. And finally, when people talk all the time about technology, our view is technology is a level playing field. What matters is people on the ground. So any of you who are worried about direct plans or online platforms, you are having the wrong worry. Actually, the power is your human relationship in your business. And that's what we believe in. And that is why when WhiteOak started on day one, we had 49 branches without an NFO. Before the first NFO, no AMC in India launched, debuted with 49 NFOs, 110 salespeople, 60 to 70 service people, in-house tech platforms. In fact, we are the biggest adopter of Salesforce in India in the AMC. That for Salesforce as a company, WhiteOak is a case study. They showcase our case study globally of using technology in India. We launched 17 funds in 2 years. Why? Because a lot of you care for 3-year performance. The only way to get 3-year performance is to launch a fund. So, and we wanted to do every kind of product that's available, and that's why in the first 2 years, we did a series of NFOs. Just to tell you, in 2025, we only did 2 NFOs. So we stopped actually. We actually significantly slowed down NFOs after that. We hired the best talent in the industry across best firms, right? Across the best of peers. Secondly, we made sure when the first NFO happened, we were available with private banks, we were available with 25,000 plus MFDs, multinational banks, national distributors, fintech platforms. So you see WhiteOak is available everywhere. And finally, I'm here talking about the mutual fund, but the WhiteOak AMC also has PMS, AIF, and global funds. So we have every product available for every kind of need that the investor has. And then we don't invest in advertising. So these are our approaches. To say yes to something, first to say no. You know, what is differentiation? Differentiation is saying no to things, that this thing I will not do. So what WhiteOak does not do? We have not done a PSU fund, we have not done a defense fund, we have not done gold and silver ETFs, we have not done energy fund, commodity fund, infra fund, whatever is hot, WhiteOak won't do. In fact, a mid-cap fund has been SIP only since inception, right? We started 340 crores. Today that fund only on SIP is today 6,000 crores. That is also the power of SIPs. We have not done a small cap fund because we'll do a small cap fund when people are going to hate small caps. And finally, no advertising. What we say yes to? I've talked about a few things, but let me show you through data now. So what is our approach? I'm summarizing our approach. No hot category fund launches. WhiteOak will never launch what is hot in the market today. We will not launch a product because when you launch something hot, you get AUM, but finally the client has a bad experience. The partner, because of that, the partner has bad experience, and finally you end up having redemptions at the end of 3 years. The better way is you start small, give good experience, eventually you will get AUM. I'll give an example. We started a multi-asset fund 3 years ago at 62 crores NAV, NFO, just 62 crore NFO. When we completed 3 years, we had 7,500 crores. The fund grew more than 100 times. Because, and remember, I'll talk something later interesting about the multi-asset fund. Second, a huge focus on consistency of performance. You will hopefully never see a WhiteOak fund in 4th quartile. That's my clear attempt in life, that you'll never have to defend why you ever recommended why a WhiteOak fund. It won't be in 4th quartile. Huge focus on hybrids, because hybrid, in our view, because investors are behavioral and emotional, it's a great solution to them from a behavioral perspective. So normally small AMCs are known for their equity funds. WhiteOak is one unique AMC that actually in a very short period has built a credible franchise also on hybrids. And a huge focus on SIPs and STPs. Our mid-cap fund is SIP, STP. 5 minutes left? Okay, thank you. And of course, we have created content as a differentiator. We published our SIP studies. We published in January when silver was peaking, silver is screaming. So lot of on-ground coverage. So just to showcase you, every one of our core funds were launched when the category was not doing well. Our first flexi-cap and mid-cap NFOs happened in the aftermath of the Ukraine war, when oil prices were high, geopolitical uncertainty, and rupee was weak. Not very different from today. Just exactly the same situation. In fact, when I went for the NFO, people told me it's a good time to invest in debt. Why are you launching equity NFOs? Why don't you launch a debt NFO? But that was a great time. We launched a multi-asset allocation fund with a significant overweight on gold when equities were doing well. And you know what happened to gold later. We launched banking and healthcare fund when banking healthcare was not doing well. We launched special opportunities on election result day. And then we have recently launched quality again when quality has not been doing well. This year we launched consumption opportunities fund when consumption has not been doing well. And now as we speak, we're launching an aggressive hybrid fund when equities have not done well for 2 years. So everything we have launched was something that was not doing in the market at that point of time. And now talking to you about performance, every product of ours that completes 3 years gets either a 4-star or a 5-star value research rating, every scheme that we complete. And you can see 2 more schemes. In the next 8 months, 5 more of our schemes will complete 3 years, just in the next 8 months. And you can already look at the next scheme that is completing multi-cap fund, right, and large and mid-cap, look at their alpha numbers. So just to tell you, the power of consistency. And finally, hybrids. We believe hybrids are a great way for a lot of investors to invest, even people who love to do equities. And we are not having one product on hybrid. It's an entire basket of hybrid funds. Just think of a commodity product like arbitrage. The best performing arbitrage fund in the industry is WhiteOak's fund from the day we launched. Equity savings fund is actually also one of the best performing funds in the category. Multi-asset is known to be the best risk-adjusted return fund in the industry. And now we are launching aggressive hybrid. Actually, as of today, even today, Monday our NFO closes on aggressive hybrid. When equities are not doing well, we are launching the aggressive equity hybrid. So full basket of equity hybrids fund. And this has been our journey, started in August 22, a series of initial NFOs. Now we are doing very little, limited NFOs because we launched a large part of the basket. We got to 40,000 crores because of partners like you. Thank you. Thank you for trusting us. But the number that I really care about, see, finally our business is very simple. See, we are not selling perfumes or we are not selling cosmetics. It's hard to judge what the product is. In our business, the performance of a fund can be judged up to 4 decimal points. That's how the NAV comes. So ultimately, it's very easy to judge whether we have good products or not. And what is the proof for an active manager? Information ratio, which SEBI has now required to be published for all schemes. We are showing you information ratio for all our schemes that have completed 7 years. As you can see, look at the legend very carefully. The legend says, greater than 1 is exceptional, rare in practice. The description is that kind of information ratio is exceptional, rare in practice. Out of our 9 schemes, 7 of them have that, which is rare in practice. So there is some process to it. Even the 8th one is very good. So this is what keeps me happy. And finally, what are we launching? Give me 2 more minutes. In mutual fund, we're launching an innovative fund coming next month, a dividend fund. Look out for this. We're launching debt funds. Now we're getting into debt fund category. And we're going to launch a new category of mutual funds. We're going to launch a small cap open-ended AIF soon. We're going to launch global funds. And we have no plans to do SIF now. Finally, last slide. So closing here, 40,000 crores, 12.25 lakh investor base, 575 crore of SIP book, top 10 now on equity and hybrids. But the 2 numbers I want to call out, which people are at the bottom of the table, our B30 share is 20.5. The largest mutual fund in India, which is backed by the largest bank in India, their number is only 21.5. For a small AMC to get close to the largest AMC backed by the largest bank in India on B30 exposure. Hybrids, 30% of our AUM is hybrid. There are only 2 AMCs in India which have more AUM than us in hybrids. And remember, we are yet to complete 4 years. Thank you, all of you, for your strong support. It wouldn't have happened without you. Thank you.